right. Sneak peek. We'll see what's going on with this Superman sneak peek. And hopefully this movie is good. I'm a big Superman fan. Big Superman fan. He, the colors are on point from what I've seen from the previous previews. So let's see what this sneak peek look like. Dig in a little bit into the movie. See what we got going. Yeah. Okay. From the trailer. And he needs to drop more stuff. He keeps recycling everything he drops too. That's trailer. That in his trailers is adding very little. He didn't give a different perspective of the movie. So I'm thinking he's hiding a whole bunch of stuff. This whole scene's just crazy.
Stop.
Oh boy, that's funny because that's supposed to be the comedy in this. Oh my goodness.
Home.
Oh my. Home. Dragging him like a rag doll. This is wild. And that's dope. That's dope.
Thank you. No need to thank us, sir, as we will not appreciate it. We have no consciousness whatsoever. Merely automatons here to serve. Meet 12. She's new.
He looked at me.
Well,
14 fractured bones.
Damage to
I
bladder,
guess
kidney, large intestine, lungs.
With a healthy dose of yellow sun, we'll have you up and at 'em in no time.
Yo, wasn't he outside already? Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Level 4?
292 times Saharan Prime, please, one.
Saharan Prime. Wait a minute. Oh.
He's back.
What? That was in the...
Superman.
Dun, dun. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, I like that. I might put the S up on mine. So, okay. I told you I'm a Superman fan. So, just on the previews alone, the critique on that, it has nothing to do with the movie. Nothing to do with the movie. I think it looks really good. All of the colors are banging and everything. Only thing aesthetically wrong I feel with the movie is his uniform, the shoulder pads, the puffy. I mean, I'm sure the actor worked out enough to put him in form fitting. You could have kept the design, keep it the same. Keep it the same, but let's not make it so baggy and foldy. Like, my shirt is more form fitting than his uniform, and that's Superman. That's iconic Superman. We got to get the new age before we get more a uniform look. He looks every bit alien, and James Gunn has made him 100% human, as if he's a mutant or something, that he was human and then something enhanced him. Like, there's no way unless kryptonite is involved, and there's a disclaimer, there may be kryptonite involved, for him to be laying in the snow and not being able to move for that longer period of time. Healing. He's not healing. He wasn't even healing. Now, and I'm not, and of course, again, no matter how bad he's beaten outside of Doomsday, he's still able to get up. You have to have something on him, or have something with equal strength to put that much damage. Heck, he fought 3 Kryptonians and wasn't beaten down like that. So this movie again has done what most movies done, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it. They dumbed down Superman, and that's a shame. Sick of seeing it. And every Superman movie I like, mind you, because it's my favorite character. But I'm tired of the dumbing down. The dang monster, the Titan monster, is blowing fire at him, and he covered his face like this, as if he's gonna get burnt. The man literally just floated right to the monster's face and hit him so hard he'd have went in outer space. That's Superman. He doesn't flinch. Why is he flinching for a bullet? What is he doing this for? A bullet can't even pierce his eyeball. His hair holds up a 100-ton ball. But yet, in the previous dang trailer, I can't even talk because it's frustrating. A person throws a can and hits him in the back of his head, and this guy flinched. And his hair moved. And people are looking like, why not? That's what your hair usually do. No, not Superman's. The force isn't strong enough. He's so dense. His strength spec is unmeasurable. His density is unmeasurable. He can't pierce. It's not like the Incredible Hulk, where if it's sharp enough, it can pierce him and he heals immediately. So we got to say this. Sharp enough won't cut him. If he had managed to bleed outside of kryptonite, he heals. Just like the Hulk gets cut and he heals. Wolverine gets cut, he heals. Superman heals. Like he has a healing accelerant. He eats off the energy of the sun. He doesn't even need to eat human food. He only eats it as a practice to blend in. The sun is literally his food source. So if the food source, like with humans, is food, we get nourishment, we get stronger, it's doing the same thing for him constantly. So yes, it's hard to make a movie about Superman because you're human and you're going to put human elements in it. But he's alien. You have to keep the alien element alive. No different from him if this was a building. And how I'm holding this pen is how his strength spec is if this is a building. Meaning this, all the weight from this side of the building, if any other strong man were to lift it, meaning the Hulk, it would probably fall apart. And we've seen plenty of times, especially in Superman Returns, the plane is buckling under Earth's gravity. Superman's strength is universal, meaning it would have surrounded the whole plane, and the structure and integrity of the plane wouldn't have buckled. This is why he can lift buildings like this and nothing falls or bends. His strength is universal. It's an alien type of power. And we keep making him like a strong man. Oh, I lived in a car and I get no, the car is going to come up like this. It's not going to be doing that and he linked it up. And then, that's not how his strength works. And I think you can do that in film. You don't have to dumb him down. We know what his weakness is. It showed us in Batman versus Superman with the kryptonite. And Batman fought him with that. Everyone knew he had to use it. And that's what was used. The metal suit was just for him to try to endure some punishment. Even then, that metal suit would have got tore up off him. With the kryptonite and Superman. And yes, I said it. Superman does not get exposed to kryptonite and become as weak as a human like that when his strength spec is unmeasurable. So he has to come down. And as he's coming down and getting weaker from the kryptonite, that doesn't mean he's weaker than you. He's still way stronger than you. If this dude is a world buster, this dude can fly outer space. This dude can literally fly into the sun. And oh my goodness, let's get to the whole sunlight thing. There ain't nothing no one can say. They can say that he was healing. And they can say it was such a strong amount. We already know he's flown into the sun. We already know he doesn't need oxygen to breathe. Let's just throw out the theory he was healing. Because I've seen two things in that. Either it's the sun or it's the healing. And we already know the sun, we got to throw that out the window. Let's try to throw out the healing. Wolverine, when he gets hurt, does he scream? Yes. Can he scream in agony? Yes. Deadpool, he's fourth wall. So it's like nothing happens at all. So what about when they heal? Nothing. Does the Hulk scream when he heals? No. All the people with healing factors, has anyone ever screamed when healing? This guy had lung damage. Why is he screaming? That means you could probably breathe better. You know what I mean? You should be in more anguish prior to going in there. And even that's thrown out the window because he's in daylight. Sun is out. And he is too human. Like, how did you make him? Why would you make him like that? That's not even his whole aura. That's not Superman. We've seen Superman down. We've seen him down. He gets up. He always gets up. And when you put him down good, you did something to him. Kryptonite's involved. Some other stuff's involved. When he's getting whooped on, he gets up. So I would love to see this movie to see what happened to him to get him in that state. And to me, it's always a disservice to the character. And I get that he's OP and we have to reduce it in some type of way. And I'm rambling about this because I am more of a Superman fan than anything. And I don't need him OP. I just need, if he get tossed like that, somebody toss him like that, if that's what happened and he lands, he slowly gets up and starts to heal. You can see him bent over a little bit, holding his ribs or whatever, but he's starting to heal. You can see him have him look to the sun and then kind of get it back, even though he's getting hauled out. You know what I mean? Do that. Don't have him call crypto and then the dog come jumping on him for comic relief and you got the man yelling like a broad. Or I don't mean to say that. You got the man yelling like a child getting, he was screaming. Ah, 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 ah. Like what? Oh, dogs do play like that, but not when you're laid out. Your foot caught in a bear trap. You think your dog gonna run over there and start jumping on you and trying to and play with you? They gonna be looking like, oh my goodness, they're gonna go right to the trap and sniff at it like, oh my goodness, he's hurt. You know, I guess that was for James Gunn. He likes to put too much comedy and stuff. But so I guess that's why that's there, but not in that circumstance, right? If Superman was up, he got up and he was whistling for Krypto, and Krypto did that to him, jumped on him, and he fell back, that would be different. And he's like, oh, Krypto, hold on. I'm hurt. And that would be more funny and lovable. But the whole pulling his leg like a rag doll, and he's completely motion. He can barely move. He's barely throwing his arm. Oh, Krypto. Like, come on. I expect Superman to be getting his butt whooped this entire movie. If that's the guy we got. That's crazy. Frustrated is not even, I think, disappointment. And just from the preview, remember, I started this off by saying it's about how the character's made. It's all about how the character's made. It's not the movie. It's the character for me. And I just don't like the way I'm seeing the build for this character. This character's build for this Superman entity is not it. And I hope that's a dream sequence with him and Lois. I mean, he's sitting there chopping it up. We look like chopping it up with her in the couch while this green thing is sitting here. And I hope, and maybe that's Green Lantern helping out or something. I don't know. But Superman don't do that. We got Snyder where he's letting people die and stuff. But let's get to the all-American Superman. He's trying to save everybody at the same time. That's what gets him beat by these villains that he's trying to defeat as he's trying to save them because they're in the way. And the villain is using the humans as decoys to throw him off. This is how it works. And he's sitting there chopping up with Lois. The only how he would be in that state of mind is if something happened to Lois like death. And if he has that kind of, oh no, I'm about to change everything. That's when Superman kind of weirds out like that. Other than that, he's out there. Tirelessly out there. Alien. He's not human. People all this, oh well, he's gonna get destroyed. He doesn't show his emotion that way. Even when he's beaten and trodden down, he still stays resilient. So, and it's you didn't have to, just didn't have to make him so human to where you just mean that. But the only thing that really killed me is when he did that with fire. I was looking like, what did he do that for? What's gonna burn on him? Like, what? And then why did he sit there and do that? We already know what Superman's gonna do. Oh, cold breath. The end. What are we doing? Blocking the fire for? We seen that in Superman Returns when the gas line exploded. I'm absolutely stunned. There's just, I mean, Zack Snyder's Superman, Warner Brothers wanted to make him dark. I loved it. So Zack Snyder made it dark. Then you get rid of him, bring in this guy. And this guy makes it fluffy and colorful and tries to rejuvenate the old Superman. But he took him all the way back to the 30s where look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. He's able to leap a tall building with a single bound and outrun a train, Superman. We're not getting the Superman that they created 20 years after that, where they had him more specced up. Like this is that old school Superman where he first came out, where he looks like everything bothers him. In these previews, mind you, previews, not movie. Let me get out here. I'll make this video an hour long, and I'll have to change the title just to the critique of these previews of Superman versus just react off the trailer. So all in all, cool trailer. for those that don't know about Superman, it'll be a very enjoyable movie. And you should like it. But if you are a Superman fan or critical, let's put it this way, critical on how Superman has been made over the last 40 years, you're going to find issues with it. But guess what? All in all, you're going to still probably like the movie just as well as me. And hopefully they get another director, start this all back over, and finally make a Superman that's more accurate to his power level, his durability, which this looks like it's totally out the window. And every Superman's durability is out the window when it comes to film. They get the kryptonite on him, and all of a sudden he can't even walk. And that's not how it works. Superman 2 was not Superman 2. Superman Returns is the only one that had a real good interpretation of what's it like when he gets hit with kryptonite. Not when he got punched by Lex. Lex would have broke his hand completely punching Superman with that amount of exposure. That little exposure wouldn't have knocked Superman down. He was weak, but he's not so weak that Lex could knock him out. It has to be, and even cartoons have it that way. They have him get immediately weak, but that's impossible when his strength spec is so high. He can be touched by other supers, but Lex and humans still will have to. He would have to have a longer exposure or a greater amount of kryptonite, like that planet was. He went and sun dipped, came back down and lifted that junk up. So if he can do that, you got to say to yourself, how did Lex punch him and knock him to the ground? So it was like two contradiction moments in the movie, in the Superman Returns. But as you can see, the last one was the true spec or what his exposure is when he gets there. He is weakened, but it's over time. Not like it takes 3 days or nothing like that. No, it's just it doesn't immediately boom, he's human immediately. It doesn't work. It's not supposed to work that way, but that's how they've been writing it. But it's supposed to. That was the most accurate exposure I've seen to him, even in the cartoons, for him getting exposed to kryptonite, which is cool. And they have a lot of other incidents, but for the general public to know and be able to go reference, and you can see it. Like as soon as he landed there, next one he's seen him sweating. He's like, oh, it's getting to him, and I can stab him. Yeah, you can stab him with the kryptonite. Yeah, but the whole punching thing like that's not. That wouldn't have happened. They would have been able to get licks in, but they would have been hurt hitting him because he's still dense. He's very dense, and people got to realize that too. He's dense. Last story. My brother told me about a comic where they did a crossover with Hulk, and to show you especially when Superman holds back. I guess at some point him and Hulk got into it a little bit. Wow, Hulk's knocking him off. Hulk's plowing him, hitting him all over the place and whatever. So the comic turns around and it spins back to where Hulk has the encounter with Superman again. And he hit him and Superman didn't move. And Superman turned around and said, if I want to be moved, I'll move. If I don't want to be moved, I won't move. Something in that vein. Basically saying, I don't have to absorb your hit and fly back from your hit. If I don't want to move, you won't be able to move me. That is the example of his strength. And we're talking about the Hulk hitting him. And the other example is what we always see. Wonder Woman hit him, he flies. You know what I mean? Somebody with some good strength specs hit him, he'll fly off. Goes flying through a building or something. But it's not something that necessarily, if the writers wrote it the way they could write it, cats would be breaking arms hitting him. Because no one's spec is at his level. So his density, everything is there. His durability is at that level. It takes a very powerful person in comics to affect him. Not lower tiers and stuff like that. So, I was even wondering when I saw reactions to the Snyder's cut when Flash ran up on him and he saw Flash. People were stunned. Like, oh, he saw him. Like, Yeah, Superman is a speedster too. It's like, wow, they don't even know he's a speedster. Like they just think like it's just the dumbing down. It's the total dumbing down of the character. People don't even know that he's a speedster. And he's dang near just as fast as Flash. And on some levels, he could probably get faster than Flash. Let him get sun dipped. There's nothing Flash can do with his speed. Let him sun dip. You know? So, I don't need him OP. I just need them to do him a little bit more justice than what they've been doing it. Unintended. All right, I'm out.